always thinking 3 steps ahead, especially when it came to Emily. There's no way she would have gone out on that water if the weather was bad, or something felt off. Mark started his own timeline, going over every small detail. Rachel had told him about the trip weeks before, mentioning it in passing during a drive. He remembered her saying they'd be totally off-grid for a few days. At the time, it hadn't raised any red flags. But now, the idea of her willingly going somewhere without any way to contact the outside world seemed unlike her. He started digging, requesting photos from the ranger station, asking for the official reports, even speaking to volunteers who'd participated in the search. What he found only deepened the mystery. According to park records, Rachel had signed the trail ledger alone. There was no second name, no mention of Emily. That seemed strange. Why wouldn't a protective mother register her daughter's name? Even more unsettling, the cabin Rachel had rented had no sign of occupation, no food wrappers, no bedding disturbed, no logs in the fireplace. It looked as though no one had ever arrived, that the kayak was found miles away on the lake, filled with her personal items. Mark pressed investigators about these inconsistencies, but they shrugged it off as an oversight or fatigue from stress. To Mark, it smelled like negligence or worse. A cover-up. He began to suspect someone had been watching Rachel, someone who knew how to strike without leaving a trace. Weeks before the trip, Rachel had mentioned to him that she felt off, like she was being followed. At the time, Mark had brushed it off as stress, but now it haunted him. He reached out to her close friend, Lisa, who reluctantly confessed that Rachel had grown paranoid after receiving a series of anonymous texts. They were vague, threatening, and always sent late at night. She never reported them to the police, afraid it would stir more custody drama, but she did tell Lisa she was thinking of going away for a while. Mark took that as confirmation that something darker had been unfolding behind the scenes. She wasn't running from life, he told a local journalist. She was running from something or someone. But without hard evidence, his theories were dismissed as grief-driven speculation. Authorities were ready to close the book on Rachel and Emily, but Mark wasn't. He believed the lake was hiding something, and someone else was making sure it stayed hidden. 8 months had passed since Rachel and Emily were declared dead. Winter had frozen Red Pine Lake into a mirror of ice, silencing all rumors and washing away what little hope remained. Locals had stopped talking. The media had moved on. The case file gathered dust on a shelf in the Ashton Ridge Sheriff's Office. And then, on a bitter cold morning in December, a man named Carl Whitaker, a retired trucker and weekend ice fisherman, unknowingly reignited the nightmare. Carl had been fishing the lake for years, always choosing the quiet southern edge, far from the tourist trails. It was a place he called his thinking spot. On that day, with snowflakes